everyone, for today's video will be all about the RPMS 2022 to 2023. Okay, so this is all what we are waiting for this school year, right? So the basis of this video is the DM number 8 series of 2023, which was just released today. Tune in until the end of the video for you to get a soft copy of the following forms that we will be needed for this school year. Thank you. Before we continue our video, this is Mona Pecas de la Cruz. Please don't forget to like, share, leave a comment down below, and click the notification bell so that you'll get notified for my upcoming videos. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Alright, so again, this is the basis of our video, the DepEd Memorandum number 8 series of 2023, and it's entitled as Multi-Year or the Multi-Year Guidelines on the Results-Based Performance Management System Philippine Professional Strands for Teachers, also known as the PPST. So this was just released today, February 3, 2023. So for everyone's information, this was posted on the official Facebook page of DepEd BHROD. So the content of the said memorandum goes like this. Number 1, this is the consistent with DepEd Order Number 2 Series of 2015 prescribing the guidelines on the establishment and implementation of the Results-Based Performance Management, or known as the RPMS, in the Department of Education or DepEd, and pursuant to Section 5 of DepEd Order Number 42 Series of 2017 on the national adoption and implementation of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, known as the PPST, which mandates that all performance appraisals for teachers shall be based on this set of standards. This department continues its commitment to integrating and embedding the PPST into the RPMS for teachers. Number 2, geared towards the competency-based performance management, professional development, and career progression. The PPST-based RPMS for teachers shall utilize all 37 indicators of the PPST and shall be distributed across 3 school years, as the school year 2022 to 2023, school year 2023 to 2024, and school year 2024 to 2025. This DepEd Memorandum, titled Multi-Year Guidelines on the Results-Based Performance Management System Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, or the RPMS PPST, details the enclosed procedures and all other necessary information on the adoption and implementation of performance management and appraisal of teachers. The tools, forms, and protocols stipulated herein are developed and modified to ensure that the measures of teacher performance throughout the next 3 school years are appropriate, adaptive, and relevant to capture teachers' actual performance and are applicable to all contexts and scenarios faced by the schools adopting different learning modalities. Okay, so number 3, this memorandum shall cover all teachers in public, elementary, and secondary schools and community learning centers, or the CLCs, including those assigned to teach under the Alternative Learning System, or ALS, madrasa education, special education or SPED, and special science education, or the SSE. It shall guide the ratees, raters, approving authorities, and other stakeholders in managing and evaluating teachers' performance anchored on the PPST. So number 4, furthermore, the RPMS timeline for the next 3 school years shall be aligned with the annual school calendar and activities issued by the department. Signed by our Undersecretary Gloria Mercado. This is the enclosure to DepEd Memorandum number 8 series of 2023, the Multi-Year Guidelines on the Results-Based Performance Management System Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, RPMS PPST. It states like this. It says, Roman number 1, the multi-year RPMS timeline and the RPMS cycle for teachers. Performance cycle of teachers follows the DepEd RPMS cycle prescribed in DepEd Order Number 2 Series of 2015 Guidelines on the Establishment and Implementation of the Results-Based Performance Management System or the RPMS in the Departments of Education. Figure 1 illustrates the 4 phases of the RPMS cycle and its alignments with the RPMS related activities of teachers within a school year. So number 2 goes like this. This guideline shall cover 3 school years. Each school year shall follow the prescribed RPMS timeline provided in the figure 2. Okay, again, this is the phase 1, discussion of the RPMS tools. Okay, so again, what are the needed tools? We need here the RPMS tool for teachers and school heads. Who are the persons responsible? So they are the raters. And then the scheduling, it should be the month before the start of classes. So under the phase 1 also is the self-assessment, which with initial individual development planning, self-assessment tool or SAT, and the IPCRF, and part 4, which is the IDP or the individual development plan. Persons responsible here are the raters. Okay, so since you are the responsible here, you should have a copy of your SAT and IPCRF as well as the development plan. So just in case anytime may manghingi ano ba ang result ng iyong self-assessment tool, meron kang copy na ipoprovide. Or this supposed to be scheduled on the 1st to 2nd month of the 1st quarter. Under phase 2, which is the performance monitoring and coaching, so first task would be the classroom observation. So we only need here the classroom observation tool and the COT forms. The persons responsible here are the ratees and the raters, and the schedule should be within the school year, once every quarter. Classroom observation should be followed by the accomplishment of the performance monitoring and coaching form. For the rater, they will be needing the PMCF form, and the persons responsible for this are the ratees and rater. So this schedule should be done at least once every quarter. The accomplishment of PMCF is followed by the mid-year review and assessment and revisiting the individual development plans. Okay, so this is scheduled usually during the sem break or the mid-year sem break. Ayan. So, the tools needed here are the ratees, draft IPCRF IDP, and for the raters is the PMCF. Again, persons responsible here are both the ratees and the raters. For the schedule of this activity, it should be within the 5th to 6th months of the year. Okay. For the phase 3, which we have the performance review and evaluation. So the task and activity on this phase is the performance assessment of teachers. The tools that we will be needing to prepare here is the IPCRF and the teacher's portfolio. So who are the persons responsible here? Again, the ratees and the raters, and of course the approving authorities. Okay, the schedule should be at least a week after the scheduled graduation. And phase 4 is the performance rewarding and development planning. In this phase, the first activity is the finalization of the IDP or the individual development plans. So we will be needing here the IPCRF IDP. Who are the responsible persons here? It is the ratees. Next to finalization is the submission of the IPCRF to raters. So the tools here are the accomplished IPCRF with complete signatures. Again, the responsible person here is the ratee. So finalization and submission should be at least a week after the scheduled graduation. And last for the phase 4 is IPCRF data collection to schools division office. Okay, so we are submitting the result of their final ratings to the division office, as well as the validated portfolios of the master teachers to be signed by the approving authority, which happens to be the schools division's superintendent. Okay. Persons responsible here are the raters. So the schedule is at least a month after the scheduled graduation. Why are we doing this kind of cycle? So again, under the number 3, the performance rating of teacher shall follow the schedule provided in the school calendar and activities guidelines of each school year. It shall be used as basis for performance-based compensation and benefits. It says here the mid-year and the year-end bonuses, productivity, and enhancement incentive. Determination of length of service for purposes of computation for the performance-based bonus and for purposes of career progression for teachers. Under the Roman number 2 of this enclosure, this is the RPMS PPST indicators for the proficient and highly proficient tools. Alright, so number 8, this guide, hindi ko na isinama yung number 1 to 7 kasi it only states there the tools that will be used by the proficient and the highly proficient teachers. Ayan. Going back to number 8, these guidelines shall prescribe the specific set of indicators for each school year, all of which were based on consultation with selected personnel, teachers, and master teachers nationwide. Thus, all school-based personnel covered by this DepEd memorandum shall strictly abide by the set of indicators assigned by each school year. Any modification to the set of indicators per school year shall not be allowed. So, number 9, the 37 PPST indicators for both proficient and highly proficient tools shall be divided across 3 school years with a total of 15 indicators composed of classroom observable indicators or the COIs, non-classroom observable indicators or the NCOIs, the plus factor. So this is the figure 3. So this is the 3-year distribution of PPST indicators for proficient teachers. Alright, same goes with the master teachers or for the highly proficient teachers. Okay, under number 12, the weight per each indicator shall be as follows. So PPST objectives number 1 to 4, the weight percentage is 7% each objective, having a total of 98%. While for the objective 15 for the plus factor, pays 2% for a total of 100%. Okay, so and then under number 13, all COIs or the classroom observable indicators shall be measured using the following performance indicators: quality and efficiency. Quality shall be measured through the demonstration of COIs during the classroom observation and the submission of the classroom observation tool or inter-observer agreement form, which is applicable as means of verification or MOV. Efficiency shall be measured through efficient delivery of the lesson objectives within the prescribed period or time allotted. There shall be no timeliness performance indicators for all COIs. Number 14, on the other hand, NCOIs or for the non-classroom observable indicators shall be measured using the following performance indicator: quality, efficiency, and or timeliness. Okay, on this part, the tools that we will be using for the next years. Pero upon checking on the link, nakita ko na wala pa doon yung mismong IPCRF or electronic IPCRF kung electronic man yung sasagutan natin, as well as the self-assessment tool, hindi ko pa siya nakikita. You can also this on the link provided. So the link is the https://bit.ly/rpms ppst multi-year, which can be accessed using the official DepEd email address example1.delacruz@deped.gov.ph. In case the employee does not yet have DepEd email address, they may request from their respective division information technology officer. Alright, so a while ago, I have tried to access the following the link provided by the BHROD, and I noticed that you can only access it using the Microsoft activated DepEd account. So kung Google, hindi mo siya ma-access. Here naman is the QR code kung tinatamad ka nang mag-type ng kung ano-anong mga link. So just scan this QR code and makikita mo na yung resources na and tools na gagamitin natin. Roman number 4, guidelines for classroom observations. Number 17, for school year 2022 to 2023, only 2 classroom observations are required, which shall be conducted in the last 2 quarters. 1 COT per quarter. For the school year 2023 and 2024 and school year 2024 to 2025, there will be 4 classroom observations required, which shall be conducted once every quarter. Okay? And number 18, Figure 5 provides the schedule and distribution of the identified COIs that shall be observed across quarters for proficient teachers, while Figure 6 provides for the schedule and distribution of the identified COIs that shall be observed across quarters for highly proficient teachers. The Figure 5, schedule and distribution of COIs across quarters for proficient teachers for school year 2022 and to 2025. Okay, on the first school year, as you can see, for CO1, CO2, and CO3, meaning they should be observed for the 2 COTs that you will be conducting. Meaning, dapat yung objective number 1, 2, and 3 na yan ay may kita sa 3rd and 4th quarter na COT mo. While dito sa 3rd quarter, kung makikita natin sa COI 4, COI 5, and COI 6, yung objective na yan ay dapat present on the 3rd quarter na COT mo. While the COI 7, COI 8, and COI 9 ay dapat present on the 4th quarter na COT mo. So, ganun din, yung sa school year 2023 to 2024, makikita natin lahat ng naka-highlight ng darker color green na yung dapat sent from the 4 COTs that you will be conducting. Pero, yung highlighted ng light green, tayong may schedule kung anong specific quarter mo lang sila isasama para naman hindi ka mahirapan during your preparation. Sample natin, ito yung year 1 for this school year. So, CO1, CO2, and CO3. Ito yung CO1, this is the applied knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. CO2 is the used a range of teaching strategies that enhance learning achievement in literacy and numeracy. And CO3 is the applied arranged teaching strategies to develop critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. Okay? So, meaning, etong tatlong first 3 observable indicators na to, this should be present on your 2 COTs, both on 3rd and 4th quarter. While the CO4, 5, 6, again, CO4 is the managed classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environment. Number 5, manage learner behavior constructively by applying positive and nonviolent discipline to ensure learning-focused environment. And indicator 6, it is the use differentiated, developmentally appropriate learning experiences to address learners' goal, learners' gender, needs, strengths, interest, and experience. So, 4, 5, 6, or COI 4, 5, 6 will just be present on the 3rd quarter COT, while CO7, 8, and 9 will be present on the COT 4th quarter. So, COI 7 is the planned, managed, and implemented developmentally sequenced teaching and learning processes to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts, while COI 8 selected, developed, organized, and used appropriate teaching and learning resources including ICT to address learning goals, and COI 9 designed, selected, organized, and used diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment strategies consistent with curriculum requirements. So these are for, again, this is for the proficient teachers. So, for figure 6, schedule and distribution for COIs across quarters for highly proficient teachers for school year 2022 to 2025. So, it is also distributed like this. So yung darker light blue, meaning it should those COI should be present in all COTs, while the COI highlighted with light blue, they should be present on, depends on what quarter they are assigned to be observed. Right? So it goes like this. So let's say for example the COI1 and COI2. Okay? They should be present on the third and fourth quarter. So these are the modeled effective application of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. And the COI2 is develop and applied teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. COI3 and COI4, they should be observed on the third quarter of your COT, while the COI5 and COI6 should be observed on the fourth quarter. Okay, so hindi ko nababasahin. Ito na yung mga objectives or indicators for the school year 2022-2023 for the highly proficient teachers. Okay, number 19, the average rating of the classroom observations done across quarters shall be constitute the final rating for the COI. 20 additional classroom observations may be conducted for purposes of technical assistance to teachers to improve their teaching practice. However, classroom observations conducted for technical assistance purposes will not be a factor in the determination of Brady's performance rating. The purpose or objective of the observation shall be clearly stated prior to any scheduled classroom observation. And 21, all classroom observations for performance evaluation purposes shall be scheduled in advance. The rating must be informed of the schedule at least 3 working days before the classroom observation. 2, in case of unforeseen circumstances and fortuitous events that are outside the control of the school, such as natural or man-made calamities or disasters, lockdowns, etc., concerned schools may be allowed to deviate from the prescribed timeline of conducting classroom observations, provided that requests in relation thereto shall be subject for approval of the school's division superintendent, provided further that all applicable classroom observation modes are exhausted prior to submitting the request. The default mode of classroom observation shall be in person or face-to-face observation. In case of any national pronouncement that may affect the operation of schools, such as community quarantines, implementation of blended learning, etc., the following modes of alternative classroom observation may be considered. So letter A, it's the online synchronous classroom observation. Letter B, online asynchronous classroom observation. And letter C, classroom observation via learning action cell or LAC. The usual protocols and procedures indicated in the 2019 DepEd RPMS manual for teacher and school heads shall apply. Annex D provides for the additional guidelines in the conduct of all classroom observation modes. So, it's very clear that all COTs shall be conducted face-to-face. Okay? So, hindi na natin pwede i-consider yung COTs via LAC session. 24, to further guide the ratees and raters on the conduct of the various classroom observation modes, Annex E provides for the pre-observation, observation, and post-observation processes for any mode of classroom observation. Okay, number 5, Ratee, Rater, and Approving Authority in the RPMS. Okay, so I will just show you the approving authority and the Ratee and the Rater for its position. Okay, so for the Ratee, for head teacher and master teacher, your rater or your observation is your principal and school head. Okay, and your approving authority is your superintendent for small and medium division, while the assistant superintendent for the large and very large divisions. Okay? For teachers, for school with no master teachers and head teachers and or assistant principal, your rater and observer should be your principal or school head. For your approving authority, the superintendents for the small and medium division, and assistant superintendent for large and very large divisions. For teachers, your ratee or observer should be your master teacher, head teacher, and assistant principal. Your approving authority is your principal and school head. For the ALS implementers, for school-based, your rater observer would be your master teacher, head teacher, assistant principal. Your approving authority would be principal and school head. ALS implementers, community learning center-based, your rater or observer should be your EPS or the Education Program Specialist for ALS or the officer in charge or the in charge for ALS. Your approving authority should be the Chief of Curriculum Implementation or the CID. And so, ito na nga yung ating matagal nang hinihintay na RPMS. Okay? Ano ang masasabi mo sa content ng ating memorandum na ito? Kung ikaw ay may gustong sabihin, i-komento o suggestion, i-type lamang sa ating comment section. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Again, this is Mona Pecas de la Cruz, and please don't forget to like, share, leave a comment down below, and click the notification bell so that you'll get notified for my upcoming videos. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and God bless.